What is up, everybody? I'm NoLuxGiven, back with more modded Demon Bluff. We are super close to 3,000 subscribers, but until then, we're going to keep playing with the extra randomized mod and see what comes of it here. Now we have a better Ba, and that's it. No puppeteer or puppet, just the better Ba and a doppelganger to deal with in this village. The alchemist is always good, meaning the gem crafter is always correct. This gem crafter, talking about number 2, well, if you're clearing someone else, you have to be right. Right? Yeah, there's no corruption. These are the doppelgangers. All right, fairly easy start to the video, I have to say. Can the Slayer kill themselves? You couldn't kill number 3. I'll help you out with that one. And there we go. A nice little warm-up just to get the brain on. Now we're going to add a mutant into the mix. You were a baker, eh? That's not what you should be saying. Now, how can we distinguish between the bartender, the mutant, and the drunk? Well, this is a nice way to distinguish between people. Also, the psychic pair has to be some combination of the drunk mutant and bartender. And number 3 was affected by an evil. Well, how could you be affected by an evil? You could be the drunk created by the bartender. I think I want to just believe that, because the baker also has to be wrong. Which means I think we Slayer shoot the baker, and then when that doesn't work, we kill this psychic. Nice. All right. That felt pretty good. The Slayer, I was fairly confident would never kill the mutant. Ooh, okay. All of the information on this board is going to be wrong, but we also have a Plague Doctor. So the Plague Doctor actually just solves it for us. One is not corrupted because they are the Puka. I have played a little bit since the last video. I recorded in... Oh, okay, hold on. What's going on here now? Why can this not flip over? This has to be... Okay, learn that 1 out of 2 characters is a specific minion role. This is just bugged, I suppose. Bombardier with no outcast supposed to be in play. All right, this is just bugged. Let's kill the Bombardier. Oh, the counselor created a Bombardier. Sure. I'm not going to worry about that one too much because the game was super bugged, and now we will get into a really, really evil board. All right, the video is now officially starting. Was just going to say that I did record a little bit. I wasn't super happy with my recordings, so that's why there was no upload the past 2 days. I felt like I was a little tired. I'm on a new sleep medication, and I want to make sure I'm giving you guys like good content as well. So didn't want to upload some stuff that I wasn't like super happy with, just because like I felt like, yeah, I wasn't super awake for it all. But now I am awake with this board, and I guess we could do a quick breakdown. 8 evils, because we've got all of these plus a puppet, and then we have 2 outcasts. Wow, 2 outcasts. Wait a second. We do not have a puppet. The hypnotist always tricks me here, but we don't actually have a puppet. We have a hypnotist creating an 8th evil, which means this puppeteer is always sat between some combination of outcasts and evils, because the puppeteer can only turn a villager, an adjacent villager. Now, a confessor being good and not being corrupted actually just feels wild. But sure, I'll take it. And then we also have the Ba. That's just adding like an outcast, right? Not a huge deal. Most other information we will be able to flip. Enlightened saying counterclockwise. They're pointing at the confessor. So this character probably evil. Let's see. You were the confessor. Definitely don't buy that. Is there a chance you are the drunk? Yeah, but not with the enlightened pointing at you. I think I'm going to start stabbing. That's the ba. The reason that I'm stabbing is I would kind of like to kill Lilith before she kills us. Is this enough to stab the enlightened? I mean, this could be the drunk. This could be Plague Doctor corrupted. I'm just going to throw in one more stab there. We find the hypnotist. We find the ba. But we do not find... Ooh, that could have been a corrupted card. Let me just tag this with this then. Because 8 or 14 are corrupted according to this bard. Let's move along here. 2 evils adjacent to me. Okay, okay. Let's keep it going. No evils adjacent to me. I think that means that this second lover in seat 6 has to be evil. Because, oh, we should also pay attention. So if we see another baker, that's a liar. That's fairly straightforward. But also, if we see another, what is this called? I can no longer see it. Enchantress? Enlightened. If we see another enlightened, they also have to be evil since they'll be in a double claim with a demon. I think I'm going to kill this second lover. I don't like it. That's the puka, which means this lover is giving us incorrect information, which means this bard is actually always... Well, they're good, because the lover is giving us bad info, but here's what's weird. This bard is not 2 away from a corrupted character. This bard is 1 away from a corrupted character. We can ignore the corruption potential of 14 and 8. I think that means that this lover's evil. Oh, they're also in a double claim with a demon. Sure, let's kill Lilith. And that is a pretty nice start. We've got 4 of the evils dead. And we should be able to really clear some other information out on that, which means actually, I'm back to thinking that this bard is right. So that means that between 14 and 8, we do have corruption. This bard has to be good because now Lilith is saying there's 2 evils next to her. But that's a damn lie. Closest evil clockwise. This is an enlightened, which we were already a little bit at odds with. I'm going to kill this enlightened. This could be the drunk sat next to a puka. But it's not a villager. So let's kill it. That's the puppeteer. This could be the bombardier. Let's not kill this. Now, what's crazy is a few things. If this was the bombardier, that would mean that the bard would have to be pointing at 14 or lying. No, this bard has to be good. This bard has to be good. Let's just do this real quick so that I never forget that that bard is good. This baker is in a double claim with a demon. We're going to kill it. That was the drunk. Okay. We had to find the drunk eventually. That is the only drunk. But that's fine. Getting the drunk out of the way. Had to do it. Jester, we can use the jester to clear themselves. Or we can just pretend that we have like a little 5-card village over here. I might do that and try to find the 3 evils that remain among these 5. Could be Plague Doctor, could be Bombardier. We'll Plague Doctor check the drunk. That seems pretty straightforward. And, oh, the witch is our final minion here. Let's Plague Doctor check the drunk. You're going to tell me 13 is evil and 8 is corrupted. That has to be right. That's a minion. And what was this minion? I think we never learned that. But that's fine. I still wanted to kill this in case this was the witch. Now, I may have already brought this up in this video. I don't remember. Like I said, I've recorded some other stuff that I have not used. But people have been telling me to use the Slayer to pick a dead evil character. And I'm told you couldn't kill number 2. So I think that means that this Slayer is just lying. Let's test it. That Slayer was lying. That Slayer was corrupted. All right. Now, we know that the remaining hypnotist added card is a witch, because we could not flip 13, which means we don't have a confessor or a bartender or anything, even though that's a demon, which means that we have only 2 outcasts. We know that this drunk is real because it's dead. We know that this plague doctor is real because they gave us good info. So this bombardier is definitely done. And now we have to use this jester. And what are we specifically looking for? A twin minion? Yes. So we're going to use this jester, and this jester needs to give us 3 evils. Let's go here. 2 evils. So I'm going to kill the jester. I believe this is our plague doctor corruption. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the bard is also just giving us true information. Sure. Okay. Fair enough. Forgot to even consider that 8 was actually corrupted there, thanks to the bard's information. That was a little bit sketchy. We got down to 1 health, but we were ultimately able to solve that one there. Now we've got a bard, a cleric. So this board, this is like back to basics. This is almost normal Demon Bluff. A Ba, a Puka, and a minion. Because a Ba doesn't really do anything. It just kind of complicates the outcast count. That is totally manageable. So it's really just a Puka and a minion. We're going to have max 6 pieces of misinformation. These 4 plus the 2 from the Puka. But there's only 13 cards on the board. Evils are not adjacent to each other. 12 is the real lover. 1 evil adjacent to me. A dizzy confessor. There's a lot of things pointing in this direction. I wasn't reading most of this, to be honest, so I'm going to have to take a second to take all of this in. Cause for double claims. Currently, just the doppelganger. But these could be doppelganger created. We kind of, we don't need a doppelganger. We could just have a drunk. Then we also have 2 architects. 2 architects, 2 mediums. Where do we start here? 1 away from a corrupted character. Well, 1 away from a corrupted character certainly hints at the confessor being dizzy. What's tricky, so this could never be the Puka. I was planning on killing the confessor and then activating the cleric if I was wrong. Ba's 1 away from the closest evil and the knitter. Those 2 are in a counterclaim with each other. Also, these architects are spitting opposite information. And crazy as they could both be wrong if the confessor is evil, both architects could be wrong. Wow. Could it be the confessor with both of the architects? Between these double claims, we possibly have a decent amount of our evil team. Now, I will just say, if this is evil, this is evil, this is evil, this would have to specifically be the drunk. This information would be correct. 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 So then there's no place for a Puka. Could not fit a Puka on that board because there is simply too much correct information next to all of these confessors. Okay, that's actually really good info. We know that the bard could not be the Puka. We could use the dreamer to check the bard to start. That could be an interesting jumping off point if we don't have anywhere else to go. How else could both of these architects be wrong? one of these could be a doppelganger, or one of them could be a drunk, but the only way to get some evil among these is if what they're pointing at is also evil. I am feeling like I'm going to start with number 5. Because number 5 is in a weird double claim where they are certainly not the doppelganger. The only way that 5 is the doppelganger is if this is puka poisoned, which is also really tricky. And if lying both characters are good, okay, it's possible. It is tricky for this to be... Well, I guess this could just be the puka poisoning the architect and pointing at the correct architect. Pointing at the doppelganger architect, to be specific, while poisoning the real one. That is nasty work. Starting with the confessor also doesn't seem super wild. But the fact that they have the bard backing them up makes me think that it's the lover. Which makes me think, like, this is potentially a puka candidate. This is potentially a puka candidate for me right now. We could use the dreamer. Oh, this can't be a puka. But this information would be wrong. Which side do I think is more evil? The left side? This is actually a really good puzzle. You could spend a while on this one. Like, I'm willing to start stabbing to get some information, but I think you could really puzzle this one out in the same way that we just did with the confessor, and we said, okay, well then there's no place for the puka. This is, I think, where Demon Bluff is at its best. I like modded Demon Bluff, but I really like these boards. Like, you saw modded, everyone's evil, stab, 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 stab. That's how you win the game. But this really requires some insight into both the mechanics and also the logic presented here in a really engaging way, I believe. The hunter could be pointing at the architect puka next to them, but this actually... This and this... So I thought about this a moment ago, but these two can never be... specifically the puka either. Should we start labeling people that can never be the puka? Because there are a few of them. Maybe we should. Well, at the very least, this can't be the puka, because it's in this oracle's information, and because it can't be the puka, but the hunter is not pointing at it. If this is evil, then the hunter's information is wrong. What other information would be wrong in this scenario? Well, I'm not sure. If they're a minion, then the architect could actually just be right. This could be right, which would mean this is right. And here's another interesting angle to this. If one of these two is the minion, that means both of the other ones have to be demons. Which means they cannot be in a double claim. But this could be corrupted. Oh, no, it can't. It can't. This really looks like the puka. It really looks like it has corrupted information on both sides of it. And you're telling me evils are not adjacent to each other. So if we trust that, then how do we marry this? If evils are not adjacent to each other, that would have to mean... these are all evil. The ba is one away from the closest. Then how did this happen? How did this happen up here? This is just the drunk. This is the doppelganger. How we get 2 outcasts? I'm not sure. This information's also wrong. There's too much stuff going on over here that this cannot be the solution. You know what we need? We need a clear all button. I might put in a request for that one. But, or like multiple stages, like clear all, because I'd like to maybe keep the greens some of the time. There I did want a clear all. If the lover is bad, the medium is also bad. So should we start with the medium instead? The medium reasonably likely to be bad. Maybe the medium is bad. This is corrupted. This is corrupted. Or maybe evil. No. Corrupted. We're going to go with corrupted here. Ah, but I want this to be the puka as well, so that way they can corrupt the confessor. It could also be that this... No, this can never be the puka unless the dreamer is also evil. There's a lot of things that can never be the puka. The bard can never be the puka, just straight up. The cleric... I said it could never be the puka. Oh, because it's in the oracle information. So the cleric and architect can never be the puka. If the confessor is the puka, then the lover's information would be correct, which means the dreamer would have to be the other evil. Similar thing over here. If the dreamer is the puka, the confessor has to be the other evil. So these are really not great puka targets. Which is why I feel like it's just the lover that's the puka. Ba is 1 away from the closest. Okay, could this be the puka? That's what I wanted to look at. This would be corrupted information. Because evils are adjacent to each other somewhere. Where, I'm not sure. But the scout is backing that up. So between the scout and the knitter, someone's wrong. You're pointing at a lover, but that's wrong. And this would make the hunter's information correct. This information would be corrupted, potentially. Well, yes, if this is the puka. But this has to be good. Ooh, and then this is our pair. This is our pair. The right side is more evil. I forgot that I need this to be the puka. I need this to be the puka. Which means I need 4 evils. Evils are not adjacent to each other. That just seems right. Ah, man. I thought that was looking real good for a second. If there were 4 evils on this board, this being the evil team looks really good to me. This is puka poisoned. If there's 2 pukas and everything else is the same, then this was looking real good to me. Now, here is something that I have kind of had in the back of my mind for a moment. I'm sure people have said it. But what if this is just evil and this is just evil? That would be our pair. That would mean this is correct information. That would mean this is correct information. Probably means this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. Could be evil. could not be the puka. Could not be the puka. So we would still have a puka to place somewhere. So the puka could maybe be placed around here. We could learn puka. Yeah, it's going to fall apart because the puka can't be in a double claim with a medium. This could kind of make sense. But then we have two architects both saying the wrong thing, too. I think... I mean, I wanna start stabbing people. I want to dream someone. And then stab because of that. But this is never the puka. Trying to think. Ooh. Maybe we could dream. I don't think this is possible because of the potential of a drunk. But I'm wondering if one of these could ever never be the puka. This has to be minion, specifically. So we could dream this, and then if this is not a minion, we'll know if this dreamer has good or bad info. If it does say minion, then this architect could just still be good. This could still be bad info, but the architect is good. Or it could be good info, and the architect is minion. But then how is this hunter correct? Could this be the ba and the minion, leaving the puka to exist up here? I think so. Right side is more evil. Ba is one away from the closest evil. Wait, this does not. This cannot be the puka. This cannot be the puka. Wow. I mean, we can continue. This is fine. This is wrong. This is fine, but we've kind of already beefed it. The confessor can never be the puka. The ba is one away from the closest evil. The cleric could be the minion in the oracle information. The dreamer could be corrupted. Oof. This is tough. Maybe I made a mistake with that dream. I think with that dream, I've kind of put myself in the position of needing to kill this architect. If this is actually the architect, this is never the doppelganger. I don't know why this hunter would be saying this, but I need some more info. That was the minion. Wow. Meaning this could be a real de facto villager. Doesn't have to be, but it certainly could be. This hunter is now surely lying. The hunter can only be lying because they are the ba adjacent to the hunter. How did this get... Correct info. This cannot be the puka. This cannot be the puka. This cannot be the puka. Hold on, hold on. None of these can be the puka. That is so wacky. Hold on. Ba. Puka. Corrupted. Correct. Correct. Corrupted. Correct. Drunk. Doppelganger. We're close. We are really, really close. But we can't, just to clue you in, we cannot have a second outcast. And this information is wrong. Oh wait, I reversed this too many times. This information is correct. This is the doppelganger. Corrupted. Puka. Corrupted. Ba. This is the ba. This is the puka. What a board. Hopefully that was fun to watch and it wasn't super excruciating. I think that this is where Demon Bluff is at its best, when you really have to think and use the logic and put it all together. But sometimes, like in some of the recordings that I didn't show you guys, I was just like taking a little bit too long to figure out the logic, and like I ultimately got there, but I'm still not sure what to do with it. I thought about like maybe putting it up as an unlisted video and leaving the link on my Discord, and then if like some people want to watch it and let me know if there's like bad parts. It's like an hour-long episode, so I'll leave that. If you're interested in the lost episode, I can have that be an unlisted video somewhere and solicit some feedback. But hopefully this one was fun. I'm curious on some feedback for this one, because I do start to get a little bit self-conscious when I'm like taking 10, 15 minutes to solve a board. I know I had a video like that early on, but I'm a lot better at the game than I was previously. Maybe the new medication just making me a little bit sleepy, but hopefully we can still persevere through and find some cool solutions to some cool puzzles. For today, though, that is going to be it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lux Given. Peace.